Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking a little bit about my experience as an EMT, things that have kind of surprised me along the way, things I really didn't expect, and just kind of a little heads up if you guys are wanting to go be an EMT. As always, before we get into the video, make sure to go down and hit that like button, and if you're not already, make sure to subscribe. I do make new videos just like this one every week. Okay, let's jump right into the video. So the number one thing that I do want to talk about is the pay. It is a lot lower than I had originally thought when I had signed up to go to school. It's kind of crazy to believe, but the average EMT in the United States only makes about $36,000 a year. Considering the things that you see and the different things that you're going to go through, as well as you straight up went to school for this, even if it is one of the lowest tiers of healthcare, it's still very valuable and very important. So I did think that they were going to get paid more than that. And that's the average too. I know in my area, we definitely don't make that much money. Just to give you guys an example of where I live, if I just chose to go stock the shelves at Walmart overnight, I would actually make more money than when I'm on the ambulance. Sadly, that is just the reality of the profession. Hopefully we can see the wages go up a little bit in the future, but for now, I don't think people are really going into EMS because of the money. Alright, the second thing that I do want to talk about is you're going to see a lot of things that are going to make you shiver. You're going to send chills down your spine. I won't go into too much detail. I think the craziest thing that I've ever seen was a car accident. A girl got T-boned, driver's side. That's all I'm going to say about that, but definitely you have to be mentally prepared to see some of the things that you're going to be seeing on the ambulance. If you're not okay seeing blood, bones, even someone's insides, maybe you should not be an EMT. Something else that's kind of really been hard for me to adjust to, I don't even know if I'm adjusted to it yet, but it's seeing dead bodies. Because as an EMT, every time you go into work, there's a chance that you're going to see a dead body. Something else that I didn't really think about when going to EMT school is you don't just see those injuries or car accidents and things. You also see things like suicide. You can potentially be one of the first ones on scene. That can definitely shake you up a little bit. Sadly, this is one of the realities of this job. Okay guys, this third thing I'm going to talk about, it's going to be super quick. I'm just going to kind of list off who I work with on a day-to-day basis, who my daily interactions are with. So I do work in a fire department. Not everybody works in a fire department, but on the daily I'm interacting with firefighters, obviously, as well as other EMS personnel like paramedics and EMTs. Also, we have some advanced EMTs. Another group of people that I commonly work with a lot are cops. It was definitely a little intimidating for me because I've been pulled over a lot. This is awesome. Also, I love working with so many different people because if you go on a call, it's always nice to know that you're not there by yourself. Especially when you go on a call and you have no idea what to do and you can turn to a paramedic or another EMT or the firefighter. Having a team with you is just super helpful. But that's kind of who I'll see on a day-to-day basis. Now, I'll jump right into what I actually do on a day-to-day basis. Kind of once I get there to once I leave, what I can expect on my shift. I do live in a pretty small town, so we actually don't get very many calls. Especially during the summer when it's not snowing, I might get 1 or 2 calls a day. When I get to the fire department, if we don't have any calls and I'm just waiting to get a call, I can do several different things. A very common thing that I do is homework. I'm studying a lot while I'm waiting for calls. This is one of the reasons why this job has been so nice for me while being a pre-med in college, because I've been able to keep up on my classes while working full-time and getting so many hours. Another thing that I'll commonly do is practice my skills with other EMTs and paramedics. Things like CPR, splinting, anything that I'm kind of feeling rusty on or just kind of want to get some more practice on. I'll usually use this time to try to get as much practice as possible. Also, our fire department does have a kitchen and we have a ton of dishes. It's honestly kind of like a house. We have bedrooms that you can sleep in, a living room to hang out with a nice flat screen TV. So usually I will do a 24-hour shift, and during that shift, I'll watch TV as well. I'll actually prepare and cook my breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the fire department. I even will sleep at the fire department if there's no calls, especially if I'm on a 24-hour shift. It's a pretty chill and fun, relaxed environment when we're not on a call. Obviously, once that call comes in, it's go time and we get it done. In terms of when I actually get a call, usually what will happen is an alarm will go off in the fire department, and then dispatch will kind of address us and just kind of say, oh, this is what's going on, here's the address. And then we'll respond and just kind of say, hey, okay, we acknowledge that, we are en route, we're on our way. Being in a small town, I will say we do get a ton of lift assists, which basically just means either someone's just fallen down and we have to go help them get up, or there's somebody in a stretcher and another team needs help moving that stretcher because they're an overweight person. I would say that's a majority of our calls that we get living in a small town, but of course I'm always prepared going into work to get one of those serious calls where I'm gonna need to be on my A game. Alright guys, the fifth and final thing that I do want to talk about that I have found and learned being an EMT, something I didn't realize before, how much EMTs actually do. So there's the EMT basic, and then there's advanced EMT, and then there's paramedic. Those are kind of the three levels of EMS. Paramedics at the top, then it goes advanced EMT, and then EMT basic. Paramedics are awesome. We're all awesome. All of EMS is awesome, but paramedics are way awesome. I know they're not, but I've always felt like they're kind of mini doctors on the road. Whenever it's another EMT as my partner, I always have a little bit more anxiety getting a call. But if it's a paramedic as my partner, I always feel great because I know they're gonna kick butt, they know what they're doing, and they're highly trained. The truth is, and this is something that I didn't really realize going into EMT school, is EMTs don't do a lot. We do help out where it's needed, and we will help the paramedic a lot. We do drive a ton. We're pretty much the main drivers, but in terms of actual medical procedures that we're gonna do or different skills that we have, we don't really have a lot. Whenever I say and tell people that I'm an EMT, they always say, oh, I feel so much safer in the room with you here. But the truth is, even as a health professional, I'm probably the least qualified person to save someone's life in the entire medical field. Okay, that's not true. I won't name them, but there are a couple people that probably know less than me. But my point is, I really don't know a ton. You learn a lot in EMT school, but I feel like EMT school was really just a general overview. They weren't really expecting you to do some of these things just to kind of know about them so that you can help a paramedic who is trained to do those things. Now, I have done CPR, I can do oxygen, bag valve mask, splinting, bandages, but once you become an EMT, you're gonna notice, especially working alongside a paramedic, there is a lot that you don't know, and sometimes you might even feel a little helpless and useless. This is why a lot of EMT basics go on to get their advanced EMT. You can take some extra courses, we call them modules. If you learn enough, you can take the advanced EMT test, and if you pass that, then your scope of practice will be broadened immensely. Obviously, the things that we do as EMTs are still really essential and very helpful, especially to the paramedics, to saving someone's life. But I think you may find it surprising at how little you actually are qualified to do. Alright guys, so that was my experience on being an EMT. If you enjoyed that video at all, make sure to hit that like button. And if it added value to your life at all, make sure to subscribe. I do make new videos just like this one every single week. See you next week.